This is the pipe bomber, y'all. This is who the Department of Justice said planted those pipe bombs outside of the DNC and the RNC on January 5th.
I'm Morgan Radford. It is my pleasure to welcome you here to NBC News Daily, where we start right now with breaking news coming out of Washington, D.C. The FBI arrested a suspect in its January 6th pipe bomb investigation that had gone cold for nearly 5 years. His name, Brian Cole, according to two senior law enforcement officials. He allegedly planted explosives near the Republican and Democratic National Party headquarters on the day just before the 2021 Capitol siege. Now, in the moments after the incident, the FBI released these images of that suspect placing those pipe bombs around D.C. Officials said that they were viable devices that could have killed or hurt people had they detonated. Meanwhile, the mystery of the pipe bomber's identity has fueled mass speculation and conspiracy. The FBI, in fact, recently debunked a theory that a former Capitol police officer was behind the thwarted attack. NBC News legal affairs reporter Gary Grumbach joins me now from D.C. Gary, the FBI is holding a press conference next hour. So how did investigators, crack the case after all this time?
This is a huge milestone, Morgan, that investigators in the federal government have been working on for years now. We're talking about more than 1,000 interviews that they have done, more than 39,000 video files that they've reviewed, trying to figure out who this person was, and received more than 600 valid tips from the public about who this individual might be. But sometimes it just takes a fresh pair of eyes, a fresh group of investigators to be on this issue. And that may be what happened here. We do expect to hear a lot more information from a press conference from federal authorities in the coming hour, Morgan.
Yeah, Gary, what are your sources, though, telling you about the specific charges that could actually be brought against this person?
So that's the kind of thing that's happening right now as we speak. That's really being developed as we speak right now. Authorities are outside of a home in Dale City, Virginia, about 45 minutes southwest of D.C., and they are combing through, as you can see, every bit. They've been in and out, essentially setting up a workspace in the middle of the cul-de-sac there. People in FBI windbreakers, some of those in white hazmat suits. But as it relates to the pipe bomb itself, because this was, the FBI says, a working pipe bomb, there's several different federal charges that could be brought, including unlawful possession of explosives. And if he brought it from Virginia into D.C., it would be unlawful transport of an explosive device. Morgan?
All right, Gary Grumbach reporting from D.C. Gary, we appreciate it.
There's more. They've got the page up over on the Department of Justice's website. Remember I told you guys yesterday that when they usually make these types of arrests, they have an announcement on the Department of Justice website that tells us everything from the rooter to the tutor. They didn't have it there yesterday when they first announced that they had made an arrest. It's there today. According to the complaint, during 2019 and 2020, Cole purchased multiple components consistent with those used to manufacture the two IEDs at several retailers in Northern Virginia. At approximately 1 p.m. on January 6, 2021, multiple law enforcement agencies received reports of a suspected IED near the headquarters of the RNC in Washington, D.C. About 1:15 p.m. the same day, a second suspected IED was reported just a few blocks away near the headquarters of the DNC. The hazardous devices section of the United States Capitol Police neutralized both devices. Subsequently, the FBI assessed that the two devices contained a main explosive charge, a fusing system, and a container. Video surveillance determined that the same individual placed the devices on the evening of January 5th, 2021. The suspect had been wearing dark pants, a gray hooded sweatshirt, dark gloves, Nike Air Max Speed Turf shoes, and a face mask that obscured the person's face. The video showed the individual adjusting eyeglasses and carrying a backpack. On January 5th, 2021, about 7:10 p.m., Cole Cole's Nissan Sentra was observed driving past a license plate reader at the South Capitol Street exit from I-395 South, which is less than 1/2 mile from the location where the individual who placed the devices was first observed on foot near North Carolina and New Jersey Avenues Southeast. Cell phone records further show that Cole's cell phone communicated with cell phone towers in the area of the RNC and DNC on January 5, 2021, between 7:39 and 8:24 p.m. The FBI's cellular analyst and survey team determined that the location of Cole's cell phone during this period corresponded with the path of the suspect identified by the FBI through analysis of video from that day. This investigation is being conducted by the FBI Washington Field Office, the U.S. Capitol Police, the Bureau of Alcohol and Tobacco, Firearms and Explosives, the Metropolitan Police Department, and the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Columbia. It is being prosecuted by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Columbia. The suspect's name, Brian J. Cole Jr., he's 30 years old, of Woodbridge, Virginia, and he was arrested this morning and charged for transporting and planting 2 improvised explosive devices on January 5th, 2021, at the headquarters of both the Republican National Committee and the Democratic National Committee in Washington, D.C. Judge Janine Pirro made this announcement. And this is Brian J. Cole Jr. This is the suspect. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe anything that comes out of this Department of Justice. I don't believe none of it. Y'all let me know what y'all think.